it's Nate, and today I'm doing Mak'er by Led Zeppelin. I'm really not sure about that pronunciation. I always called it Mak'er, but apparently that's definitely wrong. If you know, please spell it out phonetically in the comments. Anyway, this song is near and dear to my heart because my high school band used to love covering it. Always a crowd pleaser. It's really simple, just 4 chords and all white keys. In the video, I'll go into some details like recreating the guitar riff for the intro and solo section, as well as some other fills and things, but that's all totally optional. Let's jump in. Alright, so first off, I recommend you get the chords and lyrics chart. There's a link down in the description. That's going to help you follow along and see where the chords and the lyrics line up with each other. And let's start out with the main verse chord progression. It looks like this. It's just going to be C, A minor, F, and G. If we just look at the left hand, you can have your first finger on bass C here, an octave lower than this is middle C for reference. And you can just do first finger, third finger on A, fifth finger on F, fourth finger on G. So you never have to move that left hand for the verses. And we're in 4/4 time, so each of these measures gets 4 counts. We're feeling a slow 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so that's 2 counts on C, 2 counts on A, and so forth. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now in the right hand, we're going to use some inversions here. We'll start with a root position C major, C, E, G, but then for the A, we're going to do an inversion like that. So the top note from the C chord moves up, and I'm going to use my second finger on the E there. So C, E, and A, and that sets us up really nicely for the inversion we're going to do of F, where all that needs to move is that middle note. And that's another reason to use that second finger there, so your third finger is ready to go on that F. So C, F, and A. And then for this G chord, we're just going to move the hand down like that and do B, D, and G. Oh, 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 oh. You don't have to go. Also notice that getting from that G back to that C is really smooth. We keep our fifth finger in the same place. But of course, this song has that awesome reggae feel with the upbeat piano hits. Really fun, and to do that we need to think in eighth notes, so we're dividing the beat in half, thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We're going to hit the right hand on all the ands. Here's what the rhythm looks like. The left hand is going to hit on count 1 and count 3 because that's when it hits the bass note of the next chord in the middle of the measure when it changes, and then the right hand just hits on all those ands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'm gonna just hold the left hand bass note out the whole time, and then you can just be sort of staccato with the right hand. I'm actually not using the sustain pedal. At some points you could add it in to just, when you put the sustain pedal in, it feels like it's building towards something, so you can use that as you will throughout the song. So after the third time through, we're just gonna land on A minor. And that's the same A minor voicing we did before, and coming from the G, you just move your whole hand up like that, and the rhythm stops, and it just holds for 2 measures, which without the drum fill, it feels like a long time. So you don't have to go 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If holding that A minor for 2 measures feels like a lot of dead space, again, we don't have the interest and excitement of John Bonham's drum fills, there's a couple things you can do. One would be to just shorten it to 1 measure. You don't have to go 2, 3, 4. I think that sounds really good. You can also fill in that space with a bit of rhythm on the A minor. You don't have to go. So I just did like some quarter notes, and then I was building it up. It also sounds cool to do like, that would be 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. So those are some ways you can fill it. And then the final way I would say is based on electric guitar riff that happens sometimes on some of them, especially between verses, not necessarily when it's going into the chorus. You don't have to go. So just playing around on these notes, G, A, C, and E, and often playing the C and E together. You could just improvise on it if you want, so I'll be throwing that in a little bit as well. But all that is totally optional. You could totally just let it ring out. Okay, and final thing I want to mention here is that most of the verse sections in the song actually go through this whole progression with the 2 measures of A minor twice. So it'll be like a verse, again around a verse, and then it'll hit the chorus. Speaking of chorus, let's look at that. Here are the chords to the chorus. Really simple, no new chords, although I am gonna do root position chords for everything. So rather than those inversions we were using, the A minor is just gonna be A, C, and E, and then it's all the same shape. The G will be G, B, D. The F is gonna be F, A, C. And I'm gonna use octaves in my left hand so that it feels more powerful. If you can't make that stretch, you could totally just stick with single bass notes. Now in the verse, each chord lasted 2 counts. In the chorus, each chord is gonna last a full measure or 4 counts. I'm gonna do something a little different, but first, you can totally just keep doing that reggae offbeat vibe in the right hand. The piano on the recording does do that. So let me just take you through the structure here. It's 3 times back and forth between the A minor and G. That would be, when I read the letter you wrote me, it made me mad, mad, mad. When I read the words that it told me, it made me sad, sad, sad. One more time on that. But I still love you so, I can't let you go. Now down to F. I love you. Oh, baby, I love you. And that would be going into the next verse. But although the piano is doing that on the record, the guitar and bass and drums are doing this really cool rhythm on 16th notes that really characterize the chorus. So I'm going to try to reproduce that in my solo piano arrangement. When I read the letter you wrote me, it made me mad, mad, mad. So to get into this, we need to be thinking in 16th notes, dividing the beat into 4, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. And I'll give you 2 options here for the rhythm. Here's the easier one, where the right hand is playing just on every count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the left hand's gonna play on 1 and 3, but it's also gonna play on the after 1 right before the 2, and the after 3 right before the 4. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2, 3E and a 4. And I think it sounds really good to do the just on the top octave. Again, that is the easier option. I think it sounds really good, but on the recording, there is also emphasis on the E after 1 and the E after 3. And so if I'm going to bring that out, I'm actually just going to slam that with both hands. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. That's definitely harder, especially to play and sing at the same time. And then for the F and the G here, the groove kind of stops here and it's like a build. So one thing you could do is just hit the F, maybe do some quarter notes. I love you. Oh, baby, I love you. I'm just hitting 16th notes. 1 E and a 2 E and a. That's one thing you could do. You could just keep it simple as well. There's also a guitar arpeggio that I think is really cool, and that's what I'm gonna try to do in my version, and it would sound like this. So it's just on every 16th note. Just note that the arpeggio doesn't start on the downbeat. You can do the left on count 1, and so 1 E and then it's just a descending arpeggio where you do top, middle, bottom, and then just jump back up to the top and go down again. And it works out really nicely. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E, and before going into the next verse. Okay, that is all you need to know for the chord progressions in this song. Now let's go back to the beginning and take a look at the intro, because in the intro section, which is just 2 times through that main verse chord progression, I am going to try to reproduce that guitar riff that is going throughout the song because it is so catchy and I love it. It's going to sound like this. So here are the notes for the first measure here. We're going to play on a lot of those 16th notes. And we're going to start out with just the left hand, doing the low octave of whatever chord we're on, then the high octave on 1 E, and then we're going to play again the same note, so in this case C, up an octave higher with the third finger. And we're kind of tracing out a second inversion of these chords. So we're going to go C, G, so down to the 5th, and then step up D and E. Again, every 16th note. 1 E and 2 E and so on the and there, you just hold it. Again, 1 E and 2 E and now all we got to do is just move that shape down to A. 3 E and 4 E and so again, that's A, down to E, and then B, C, hold. Okay, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and then here is the next measure. So we just do the same thing on F and G. So you have to move that whole shape down 2 steps here. F, 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 C, G, A, and then move that up again for the 3 E and a 4 E and a G, 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 D, A, B. Let's try the whole thing. And then over time, you can work on speeding it up. So I'll start my version with 2 times through that. And then I want to mention that after the verse, chorus, second verse, second chorus, there is a guitar solo section. It looks like this. It is just another verse structure. And you could totally do this the way we've been doing it, especially if you're playing in a band and a guitar player is going to be doing the solo and that would be the lead interest. But for solo piano, you might want to do something more exciting. So I am going to go back to this with one little wrinkle because the song is more kicked in here. Just want to give it a little bit more energy. So 1 E and 2 E and. I'm just hitting the top octave of the left hand again on the and after 2 and then again on the and after 4. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E. After that solo, there is one more verse, although this time it just goes around with the verse progression, ending with the 2 measures of A minor, 1 time before we're in the outro section. Here's what the outro looks like. You're just rocking out on this main chord progression repeated. It's essentially just an extension of the verse with a lot of ad-libbing. Oh, baby, I still love you so. Oh. And the song just goes around a bunch of times. You can try to reproduce the ad-libs exactly if you know the song really well, or you could just make up your own. But then the recording fades out. But it does go on for a while, and there is one cool piano moment I want to point out, which is after the ad-libbing is kind of wrapped up, on one of the G's, and I'm going to do octaves here. You just go up to root position G up here, GBD, and do G, 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 F sharp, F. So F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, and then F, A, C. like that, just stepping the shape down. 1 E and a 2 E and. So that's totally optional, but I'm going to throw that in. And then one final thing, because that feels really energetic, I'm going to bring in the octaves, and then I'm just going to do something a little different for the last little bit that I'm playing. So I'm going to keep doing the offbeats here, but instead of like we've been doing for the verses, I'm going to do octaves. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Might add a little sustain pedal too. And one of the reasons why I'm showing you this is if you like the sound of this better, you could do your whole cover like this. But I'm just going to bring it in towards the end. And then since we're not going to fade out, I'll just end on an A minor because that feels more final. And then the song is over. Okay, thank you for sticking with me. I am now going to do a full playthrough so you can see how all these parts fit together in the full thing. I'm going to try to mix it up to demonstrate a few of the different options I gave you, including going into the choruses. I think I will just do one measure of A minor held. But if you enjoy this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click the bell so you know when I put out more videos like this one. All right, here's my version of Mak'er.
so